guys, welcome back to today's channel. So excited for today's video because I thought that it would finally be the time that I just pull the plug and make an effort to get out of my reading slump by reading BookTok's favorite book. If you have TikTok, you already are familiar with the BookTok community, and one of their favorite books is this book right here. It is called Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I know nothing about this book. All I know is that apparently there are dragons, there's a character named Violet, and there's a character named Xaden. That is all that I know. I haven't even read the back of this book, so I have no idea like what I'm getting myself into. So highly rated. Everybody gives it 5 stars, so I feel like I should trust the community and just give it a go and give it a read. First of all, the cover is amazing. The back says, "A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead." Okay. This is giving How to Train Your Dragon / Hunger Games. I'm excited to give this a go. I'm currently on Thanksgiving break, so this is pretty much the only week I'm gonna have to finish this book. So I'm excited. So yeah, let's see what you got, BookTok. Okay. Before I forget and I start reading and I spoil you guys, this is a spoiler-filled video. I repeat, spoiler-filled. I repeat, spoiler-filled. Hello guys, I am finally having the opportunity to indulge and read Fourth Wing. I wanted to show y'all my setup before. Here I am on my desk. I made some tea. Yup, I've been on a tea kick. I have chamomile and spearmint with a little bit, like a splash of milk and agave. And I'm going to drink my tea while I start Fourth Wing. We have a map, you guys. Okay, this is gonna help a lot. The continent of the Emerald Sea, Navarre, the cliffs. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go back to this. This is very pretty. I like it. Is this what the academy is gonna look like? Basgiath War College. Okay, period. Oh, this is so cool. Hall, dorms, writers, fields, and then scribe. Oh, so they're right next to each other. Okay, wow. Well, all of this is very useful. I didn't know that the training for the dragons was right next to the scribes, because she said that she was always meant to be a scribe, right? Time to lock in. Shout out to Rebecca, because she literally just said, I'm thousands of 20-year-olds waiting outside the gate to enter. AKA Violet is obviously 22, which I so appreciate. The 20-year-old representation that we are given, because every female POC is like 17. So shout out to Rebecca. Update. I'm on chapter 4. A lot has happened. I feel like I just got pushed into like the middle of something, you know, which I love when shows and movies and books start off like that. Well, we learn about 20-year-old Violet. We learn about her sister Mira. We learn that her brother passed away. We learned that she has like a best friend called Dane. And I don't know, but Dane is giving to me a little bit of like, kind of like, he's kind of giving like love triangle vibes, because I know for a fact from TikTok that Xaden and Violet are like the main characters. And so I'm thinking if Violet and Xaden are gonna be together, then maybe Dane is too, because they're like best friends, and I'm sure, and she clearly has a crush. So I'm like, maybe that will be a part of the story, like a little love triangle moment. And then of course I need to take a second to talk about her sister. I love her already. Her name is Mira. I am a self-insert reader, so in my head right now, I'm literally Violet, 20-year-old Violet. She's small, petite, younger sister, and she has an older sister that's very protective, and that's giving my family dynamic. So I guess y'all, I'm her. Y'all have found me. It's me. We turn to Zayden, that I guess they're more of a clash, like a oof, shit, is that Zayden? And then they're having a bit of a tense moment. Will say though, I am getting a little bit of the ick because they keep mentioning that she's so small, petite, frail, and I don't know if it's giving like, oh, small female character vibes. But like, I care because I'm quite short as well, but I wonder if this is going to be tied into like her ability as like an awesome writer, because obviously if she just got pulled into dragon writers instead of the scribes, she's obviously gonna have to be the best one. So I don't know if they're doing that on purpose to just set up like a big scale of like, oh, she's so bad, to like, oh wow, she's the best, or if this actually has something to do because she has like kind of like, I don't want to say discolored hair, but it's like it gets like lighter. Okay, update. I'm getting through the book. I'm now on chapter 9, and I had to stop because it was getting too good and I had to just talk about it. Yeah, this book is good. This book is good. This book is like a perfect balance between like angsty moments and like actual drama, actual action, but just need to have a little bit of a debrief. Basically, she had the hardest fucking couple days ever. Had to jump this huge like track to even get to the college. This poor boy dies. Newly engaged boy dies. She meets Ryonin. They get together. She lends her boot. It's chill. She now has a bestie. I'm like, okay, that's so slay. There's this jackass guy. His name, I think, is Jack or something. So, no pun intended. But he's literally been up her butt this whole time, and it's so annoying. You know who else has been up her butt? Dane. But you know what? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to be like slightly biased towards Zayden and Violet and not give Dane a chance, because I feel like I tend to do that. Like when I just find my characters, I find my characters, and like nobody can really tell me otherwise. But Jesus Christ, that man can be annoying and clingy. But basically so much happened. She's been training. She's clearly the weakest link. They tell her she's the weakest link. And so what does this girl do? She cheats. Duh. She has to do these like trials where it reminds me of a lot of Divergent when they're on the mat like fighting each other with knives and whatever. So she has to do these trials with like her teammates or whatever, her classmates, and she cheats. Honestly, girl, I don't care. I don't care that she's cheating. I love a good anti-hero. I love a girl that like is not rigid, is not like this black and white. She is ready and willing to do whatever it takes for her to do good and to pass, whether that means cheating. Like, okay, so what are you gonna do about it? And she's just so smart and has learned from the scribes, and she's just so intelligent that she just outsmarted this freaking system, and she beat this guy hand-to-hand combat. So good for her. Violet and Zayden had another little moment where she was doing her thing, getting obviously her ingredients for her little concoctions, and she found Zayden meeting with the other marked ones, aka the sons and daughters of the like rebellion. I could get that moment like tattooed on my forehead. I would, because I can just imagine it in like real life, like her up in a tree, think she got away with it, slay my girl Violet, slay. And then lo and behold, Zayden knew all along. Not only did he let her live, but they had like the cutest interaction, and I need to find it because it was so sweet. And not sweet, it was just so hilarious. Oh my god, okay. So he's walking away, right? He's looking great walking away. And he kind of just leaves her there standing like an idiot. He goes like, aren't you going to handle me? Because that's what they were name dropping Violet during this secret meeting. And Violet goes, oh no, and Zayden goes, not tonight. And then she goes, what are you waiting for? Because she's smart. And then he's like, it's so fun if you expect it. Now get back to bed before your wing leader realizes you're out after curfew. And then she goes, what? You're my wing leader. Get that tattooed on my forehead. I think that interaction is so funny. That was insane. And can I just say that maybe I'm just so smart myself, but this is setting up for a rebellion and a war and a divisive, like, are you pro rebels, pro not? Because they were meeting for a reason. They were meeting the sons and daughters of rebels. Like, you're not telling me that it's not a rebellion sparking again. Maybe the rebels just hid better. They weren't actually like... Before I start reading again, the reason that I even stopped, because I was like inhaling this book. Look, I've been sitting here literally just eating it up. After she won, she's going to keep doing it again. She's going to keep cheating. Clearly my queen. Love her. Support all her wrongs. She was prepared to fight another person called Rayma, and she couldn't make it. She got too sick. Basically said like, oh, like, oops, okay, well, you know, I can't fight this week. And then somebody stepped onto the mat, and it's none other than Zayden walking into the mat. And then chapter 9 starts with, I'm so completely screwed. Zayden steps forward, all 6 foot everything of him. And that's where I left off. All 6 foot everything. Rebecca, you're just casually dropping that he's over 6 feet, that he's just like this huge, tall, handsome soldier, basically, that has the most powerful blue dragon ever. Please. Hello, everybody. Today is another day, another vlog. I had some work modules to work on this morning, so I didn't get to read my book, but here I am ready to read. I made the decision to write down notes on my thoughts as I'm reading the book instead of tabbing it, because I don't have tabs. I have like sticky notes, so can't really do much with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start reading. Oh, and we can't forget the bloom. I have apple today, 0 grams of sugar, so best duo. Oh my gosh, can we just talk about how she cheated again? My girl, it's not cheating, she's just using her brain. But she literally, it's presentation day now. She got her ass whooped by Zayden. Dane is being annoying like always. Yeah, I take it back, he's just straight up annoying. Literally begging her to like basically quit and like join the scribes. It's so overbearing. I have no words for it, but it's presentation day. She makes it by technically cheating. But you know what? I support all her wrongs, so I think she's gonna get her dragon. Is she gonna get the coolest one like I said? Stop. There's a small golden dragon, the feather tail. That's so cute. She's really getting jumped right now. Jumped. With the baby dragon. But Zayden is there. Zayden, please do something. Good morning. Good morning. Good night. Like always, I've showered. Hair is done. Used a conditioner treatment on my hair. And I wanted to show y'all the snack lineup. We have a banana. We have ginger tea. And we have water. And I'm about to take my iron pill. And then lastly, we have a candle that we're going to burn. I already have 2 lights going. Slay. And it's just gonna create a nice ambiance for us to do our little readathon, because it is finally time for me to relax in my bedroom. So let's see what Violet's up to. So there's a bond between Taryn, Zayden, Violet, and then Zayden's dragon. Is this like forced proximity trope? Because I love it. He's using a dagger to peel an apple. So it's time for a recap. I am a pretty good chunk in, and we just need to discuss some things. First of all, Dane kisses her. Disgusting. Second of all, respect. Heavy on the respect to Violet for putting limits and didn't even entertain it. She wasn't even like confused. She was just kind of like, gross. It was literally like, that was like my brother kissing me, and that's just, let's just not repeat it again. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, page 222. And then again, Violet can't catch a break to save her life. They can't leave Violet alone, and they basically jump her. Literally everybody in her class, they get together and they decide to jump her in the middle of the night. And of course, who comes to save her? It's none other than Zayden, because his Dane is fucking useless. So overbearing, so overprotective for what? He's not actually going to protect her. He's not actually going to be useful. He's not actually going to train her, teach her, make her stronger. But of course, my man, Zayden is useful, of course, and he protects her, and they have their first romantic like encounter, because he's basically like trying to like figure out like what's wrong, like, are you hurt? And then, you know, there's this tension, and I say that's romantic. It's a bad moment for Violet, but it's a good moment for me as a reader. Also, I wrote protect Liam at all costs, because he's my favorite character. Liam is my favorite. Liam has been assigned to basically protect her, and of course Violet like hates it, but he's such an enjoyable character. He's so charming, he's kind, he's like genuinely like has a good time with Violet. Clearly he's close with Zayden. He just seems like the perfect character, and I love him. Yeah, I just really like him. Of course, the other thing that I wrote down is that with all these moments of tension that Zayden and Violet are having, it kind of leaves me to think, like, I would love a book in his point of view. I don't know if we're going to get that in, like, a different chapter or, like, in the second book, because I know there's a second book and a third book out. are we gonna get his point of view at all? Because I'm so curious to kind of see their dynamic. Guys, I cannot get over the fact that she not only has one dragon, but she has 2 dragons. I knew as a reader that she was gonna be like the best writer, she was gonna have like the coolest dragon, but you know what? Rebecca got me. I wasn't expecting her to get 2 instead of 1. So that's pretty cool. If one of them dies, you will not hear the end of it, okay? They're a happy family of 3, okay? Have I mentioned my love for Liam yet? Because I think I have. But she says that she's, you know, a little bit frustrated in the way that, you know, a girl would be. And page 260, he's literally like, I mean, I'm not opposed. This man. Oh my gosh. I think they're about to kiss. They kissed. They literally kissed. Oh. Isn't it so suspicious that Dane literally explained to Violet that the way that he can see a memory is by like caressing someone's like face? And throughout this entire book, he's been doing it over and over again. And Violet does not like, I guess she doesn't doubt him, but I'm like, he keeps doing it. And at this point, like trying to force it. Yes, you didn't ask. You reached for my head like you were entitled to my memory. I honestly, but this isn't the first time that he's done this. I swear he keeps doing it over and over again. And I'm like, I think he's reading your thoughts and your memories like without your consent, girl. And you just clocked it right now? Tarn roars with unmistakable sound of pride. Lightning wielder. I literally highlighted it. I don't think you can see it, but no, you can't see. Lightning wielder. Okay, time to discuss just a little bit. That's so cool. I love lightning wielders. It reminds me of Maribaro. Yeah, okay. Basically I'm on chapter 29. Finished chapter 28. So her power is lightning. They've had multiple moments of like angst, and she's just in her feels, and I guess this connection with like the dragons, but also like Xaden and Violet, which honestly makes for great literature. The only thing else that I have to say is that deserved is that she beat Jack. Not only did she beat Jack, but she beat Jack by cheating. Which is so on brand for her, and I love that for her, and I don't care if she's cheating. And I think it's hilarious that she used something that he was allergic to, and hopefully she gets an orange tattoo because it's hilarious. And the way that Xaden doesn't care, like he's actually like, he finds it amusing, makes me find it amusing too. I'm like, everybody supports the fact that he's an ass and he had it coming. Oh my god. Not even 2 seconds later, Jack is dead. Oops, excuse me. Oh, this is getting really bad. Okay, I look a mess. I look sickly, actually. But I'm sitting here reading my book, and I've encountered my first ever ick from Violet. In page 396, they're in class and she's basically insisting that they're only a few days from graduation, and she's literally asking him like, why can't we more? Why can't we be something more? And it looks like I have a mullet. Okay. Anyways, and it's genuinely pissing me off so badly because she keeps insisting, and to the point where she's even asking like, is it Imogen? Like, is there someone else? And that is the ick that I hate when it comes to girls begging, and I do not like it. I actually feel like in tropes like this, I actually enjoy when the girl finds it easy to like ignore the guy, or the guy's when chasing her. I hate when girls chase guys. And that has been my official first ick, because I'm like, why are you practically begging him to be in a relationship with you? I don't like it at all. And I'm like, girl, stand up. Like, you're a baddie, you're talented, you have powers, you have your dragons. Why are you begging him to basically treat you like a girlfriend, or like even just like entertain the idea of like being in a relationship when he's been telling you no and no and no? And I know it's gonna be something romantic. Like, if I say yes to like being in a relationship together, then like I'm just gonna automatically like fall in love with you, and I can't have liabilities, I can't be seen as weak, something corny like that. But at the same time, I don't care what his reasoning is, I just don't like seeing my girl Violet beg. If Liam doesn't make it, I will riot. But shit just got real. They just got attacked, and if Liam doesn't make it, I'm gonna be so upset. He's my favorite. Another day of me looking absolutely crazy, but today is the day that I think I'm gonna finish this book. It is currently around 7:30 in the morning, and I have so much to do today. It's actually insane. The list goes on forever. It's December 1st, by the way, but I currently have this much left of the book. Like, I'm almost there. I'm gonna try and read as much as I can by having a slow morning, but no promises, because like I said, I really do have a lot to do today. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my book. I made a cinnamon roll, so delish. And then I also made myself a coffee. It looks very light in this lighting, but it's not. Trust. I'm just gonna enjoy my morning. Also, last night I left off of the literal chapter and moment where Xaden betrays Violet. They basically are getting attacked, and Dagan and Xaden are like arguing over if Violet should stay or leave with Xaden. Obviously, she leaves with Xaden, and then they're like kissing by the edge of like the forest, and somebody comes, and Xaden's like, oh shit, I'm sorry, just trust me. And she has been officially kind of kidnapped in a way. So all I have to say is that I called it. I specifically said that the rebels were still meeting up as rebels. Like, this is what it is it not? I swear it is. I swear it's the rebellion still being alive and carried out by like the kids of like the rebels. I'm like, maybe her brother is also a rebel, and her brother's actually alive or something. I think that would be a cool twist. So yeah, so basically she's obviously very upset, and I'm about to start the chapter, currently on page 436. Guys, see, I told you. They all carry rebellion relics. Everyone in the squad besides me is a child of a separatist. Violet, it took you a long time to figure that out. end so badly. Of course, the border / town that they do all the trade in is getting attacked by venom. They literally have these little knives to protect themselves, and instead of fleeing, they're gonna stay and fight. Obviously, someone is gonna die. I can see either Liam or Imogen dying. If it's Liam, what has been the one thing I've been saying this whole time? Protect Liam at all costs. If it's him and not somebody else, what did I say? I said, Liam can't die. What do you mean his dragon died? This is not how I wanted my morning to end. This is not what I signed up for. So Liam and his dragon are gonna die. Book is finished. I need to go upstairs and start my day. Finished it. The next couple chapters is acknowledgement and then Zayden's point of view. I'm really happy that I finished it this morning. All I can really say is that, and I know everyone is gonna be like, yeah, you keep saying that you're calling it. I called it. Did I not just say that her brother joined the rebels in the revolution? Okay. Yeah, honestly, I'm obviously going to read the next book. All I'm going to ask from Rebecca is that Violet plays hard to get in the next book. And I'm not talking a chapter. I want her to play hard to get for like at least a fourth of the book before she forgives him and they have a moment, okay? Because he did a lot of lying, and right now Zayden, he's always been a really likable character, but he's a little annoying right now because I feel like he treats her like a weapon. Even though he's like, I love her, whatever, like I'd rather lose a war than lose you. I don't care. He still prioritized the fact that she's like has abilities that could help. And I understand they're like soldiers, whatever. I don't care. She needs to make him work for it. I'm gonna give a full review after, but I definitely need to get ready for the day. So I'll see y'all later. Can't believe done with fourth wing. Okay guys, hello. We are officially back. I've taken some time to digest the book, really think about the book in its entirety, and really just take in what I read. I've also written down some notes, things and thoughts that I've had about the book that I want to share. So really from this book, the only thing that I have left are Zayden's bonus chapters. I believe the bonus chapters were added after the book was published, so I'm not going to read them yet. I just want to give an honest review of this book from Violet's point of view. As y'all know, I came in completely blind to the book. I had no idea what it was about. I knew that it was about dragons, and I knew two characters named Violet and Zayden. This is by no means like an insult at all. The beginning of the book was a little slow, not in the plot line, but slow as in the writing. Like the writing was a little bit weak in the beginning of the book, but it got so much better. So the author, I felt like, matched her characters. Like as her characters were growing, the author's writing style was growing. Maybe a very unpopular opinion, but again, as someone who is very much a fantasy reader, I'm familiar with the plot heaviness and all of the words that you can't pronounce and all the definitions of all of these things and all this world building. At the end of the day, what I really love and what I really am here for is the story overall. am here for the romance, I'm here for the action, I'm here for like the magic. So I did want to say that I did predict some of the things that were going to happen in terms of the romance, in terms of the ending. I grew really fond of Liam. He's my favorite character, and obviously we know what happens to Liam, and so that I felt like I was panicking a little bit as a reader because they were kind of foreshadowing or just kind of like setting it up for him to die, and I was not prepared for like the truth of it actually happening. So obviously when it did happen, it hit me like a brick, and I love Liam. And so I think I kind of felt it coming, which is why I was so panicky about anything happening to Liam. And then I did figure out that obviously if the rebels were meeting, since the first time that she was up in the tree and they were meeting behind her back, I knew that they were meeting. And obviously Violet did not snap out of it and clock it. She missed that part. I did not as a reader, but again, it didn't take away from my love of the story, if that makes sense. Like, I could feel that they were meeting up because they're still rebels, but I wasn't like, oh, this took me out of the book, like, I don't like it anymore. No. So it's still enjoyable, even though it's a little bit predictable. This is a great first book. I enjoyed it. I was not like sobbing or anything because I felt like I knew what was going on and what was going to happen, but I know that it's going to get me in the second or third book, and I'm just so excited to see everything develop. And I feel like Rebecca did an amazing job of setting up the first book of this huge world that she's about to basically build up on. So I feel like I'm just excited for everything to basically just get messy and get complicated. I'm like ready for it. And the last thing that I will say is that I also love books that deal with like this big world ending revolution thing. Like, I love The Mortal Instruments. Like, that was the big fantasy book, the first one that I ever read, besides like Percy Jackson and stuff, which is for kids. But obviously, like, I love that stuff when there's like a war and there's two sides and then there's drama, but then everyone has powers, like all of that. I love. I like Violet's character, I like Xaden's character a lot. I think my issue is that I'm immature. So I want more drama with them. Like, I wanted Xaden on his knees, like begging. Like, I needed him to like chase after her, and in moments I felt like Violet was the one chasing after Xaden. It was really clear to everybody that Violet obviously had feelings for Xaden, and then everybody was like, does he like her, does he not, kind of vibe to me. And that's the type of like romance that is not my favorite. She's doing 90% of like the loving, and he's doing like a little bit of it too, in a way. And I think it's just me being immature, because they have really good conversations of like, we have to trust each other, we have to do this, like, clearly you love me, clearly I love you, whatever. And I think I just needed more suspense in a way. But I think that 4 stars is fair, because it had a bit of a few gaps in the book, and I was a little bit predictable, and then I had a little bit of like on and offs about the characters themselves that I was like, oof, ooh, you know. So I think it's a great first book of a big fantasy series. And I will also say that there is so much more room for improvement, and that is why I'm also giving it 4 stars, because I know that the next book or the third book is going to be 5 stars. So I'm really happy that I started the series of Fourth Wing, and I can officially say that I am now a Fourth Wing reader. I will see what the second book and third book hold next.